Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Nrsimha Bhagavan ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, the Lordship Shri Shri Paramakananda Nitai Gaura Chanda ki. Hare Krishna. So I'd like to welcome each and every one of you for the most glorious Nrsimha Chaturdasi. And if you're seeing Ugra Nrsimha on the projector there, that was this morning, Harry? So that was this earlier today. Of course, it's already tomorrow morning in India. But that was earlier today in India, in ISKCON World Headquarters, Mayapur, West Bengal. And if you want to know how powerful is these deities, the deity of Ugra Nrsimha, it's online. You can check out the history of Ugra Nrsimha in Mayapur, how Lord Nrsimhadev appeared in Sridham Mayapur, and what are some of the history or the pastime of Lord Nrsimhadev in Mayapur and around the world. Just this morning, I was listening to one of our ISKCON brahmachari from Radha Gopinath Mandir, His Grace Braj Bihari Prabhu, and I heard him said that there were a few incidents in 1968, I think, when Srila Prabhupada had another heart attack. He would have taught the devotees the Nrsimha Pranam mantra. And I think 1969, ISKCON LA was attacked. And again, Srila Prabhupada would have instructed devotees to worship Lord Nrsimhadev, that Lord Nrsimhadev is our spiritual, material, and protection, devotional protection from all wrong. There were some kind of grenade or something someone would have thrown on the makeshift or a kind of house setting temple that they had in LA, and devotees were injured, and it was quite a scene. And if you listen to or you read the history of Ugra Nrsimha in Mayapur, you'll get some striking story of in the early 70s when Srila Prabhupada started. There were many attacks by dacoits, and so many different opposition was there. And how Lord Nrsimhadev chose Ugra Nrsimha. Ugra is described as, sometime they said, just when he came out of the pillar, or just after he destroyed the king of the demon. That was the most fierce form of Lord Nrsimhadev. But whichever one it was, either when he just burst out of the pillar, or after he destroyed Hiranyakashipu, you saw Prahalad was right there. Little boy Prahalad was right there to offer a garland to Lord Nrsimhadev. So which means Lord Nrsimhadev is friendly to the devotee. At any time you can approach him, even when he is in his most fierce of all form. So this is a special darshan of, we are not in a position here that we can install Ugra Nrsimha is high level of high standard of worship, but at least we can get the darshan of seeing the Lord being bathed in the form of Abhishek. And even that you can look up and see the amount of different substance they will bathe the Lord with. And you can look up what is Abhishek also. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Bolo, everyone.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hello,
Hare
everyone, please clap your hands.
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Please clap your hands and chant. Join in chorus.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hello, everyone.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Narasimha Dev Jaya, Narasimha Dev. Narasimha Dev Jaya, Narasimha Dev.
Jaya Nrsimhare, Jaya Nrsimhare, Nrsimhare, Jaya Nrsimhare.
Jaya Narasimha Dev Jaya, Narasimha Dev. Narasimha Dev Jaya, Narasimha Dev.
Jaya Nrsimhare, Jaya Nrsimhare, Nrsimhare, Jaya Nrsimhare.
Jaya Narasimha Dev, Narasimha Dev. Narasimha Dev Jaya, Narasimha Dev.
Jaya Nrsimhare, Jaya Nrsimhare, Nrsimhare, Jaya Nrsimhare.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Parama Karuna, Jaya Nitai Gora Chanda, Jaya Parama Karuna, Jaya Nitai Gora Chanda.
Jaya Parama Karuna, Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra, Jaya Parama Karuna, Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra.
Nitai Gora Chanda, Jaya Nitai Gora Chanda. Nitai Gora Chanda, Jaya Nitai Gora Chanda.
Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra, Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra, Jaya
Nitai Gora Chanda, Jaya
Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra.
Jaya Nitai Gora Chanda. Nitai Gora Chanda, Jaya Nitai Gora Chanda.
Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra, Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra, Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra, Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Gaura, Hari Bol,
Nitai Gaura, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Hare Bol, Gaura, Hare Bol.
श्री प्रहलाद सिंह भगवान की, श्री परम कर्ण निताई गौरचंद्र की। हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण। So at this point in time, we would like to hand you over to their graces, Sachisuta and Hari Kirtan, who will be leading us in some Nashinga Katha. And at some point in time, we will also hear the Das Avatara Stotram. And at the same time, you can take the most beautiful darshan of Ugra Nashinga in his Abhishek pastime in Sridham Mayapur. And also you can simultaneously have full darshan of their lordship, Shri Shri Paramakana Nitai Gaurachandra Panchatattva, our Nashingadev here at Hare Krishna Study Center. It is not normal, it is rare opportunity, as we always say, that on Sundays we come and we only get a half an hour opportunity during the Artik to take darshan of their lordship. Unlike some of these sessions, we had Ram Navami, we had a few other Gaur Purnima, a few other occasions where we will sit through a program, and while attending the program, the satsang, at the same time the curtain open and we can have full darshan of their lordship. And there is a procedure of how you take full darshan of their lordship, so that if you leave here and come out of the gate and somebody asks you, what color was the flower garland? And you cannot answer, it means you didn't have darshan of their lordship. What color was the Lord necklace? Or did the Lord have on a crown or a turban? Or what color is the outfit? And even the beads and the sparkling work on the outfit, you should notice everything. You should notice the Lord's feet, if there is tulasi leaf or no. So that means that's how you take full darshan. So first you will gaze all over the altar and you will just at a glance. But then you'll go with a meditation from the acharyas going up. You will notice Tulsi Devi, Panchatattva. And then when you start on the lords, the two lords, you will start from either one of them, but you will start from the lotus feet going up. You take note of everything. And then, of course, you go to the Lord's face. So the Vaishnavas goes to the Lord's feet, the lotus feet first. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Over to Hari Kirtan and Sachisuta Das.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shri Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai. Shri Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai. So it is a very wonderful occasion to be able to celebrate the most auspicious appearance day of Lord Shri Nrsimhadev. Lord Nrsimhadev is the best friend of every devotee. I won't say every ISKCON devotee, he's the best friend of every devotee, period. And he's very dear to everyone's hearts. So to celebrate his appearance day in the company of fellow Vaishnavas is a great fortune. Slight adjustment.
Maybe Arjun might need some help for shift the cameras a little, just that we're not directly back their lordship, so we're in a little angle.
So before we begin, we'll humbly beg everybody to please chant as loud as possible. We'll be singing Jai Radha Madhava. And you might be wondering, how do we sing Jai Radha Madhava while meditating on Lord Nrsimhadev? We should know that Krishna is the source of all incarnations. Ete chamsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. So please, as loud as possible. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari.
Jaya
Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha. Jaya Girivaradhari. Jaya Girivaradhari. Gopinandana Vallabha. Jaya Girivaradhari. Jaya Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana. Jaya Braja Janaranjana. Jaya Yasoda Nandana. Jaya Braja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Kunja Vihari. Jaya Kunja Vihari. Yamuna Tiravanacharane. Jaya Kunja Vihari. Jaya Kunja Vihari. Jaya Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava. Jaya Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava, Radha Madhava Shri Radhe. Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra, Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra. Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra. Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura. Jaya Nrsimhadev, 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 Jaya Nrsimhadev. Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Shri Shri Radha Madhava Deva ki jai. Shri Shri Paramakaranitai Gaur Chandra ki jai. Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai. So once again, we'd like to welcome everybody here for our Sri Narasimha Chaturdasi celebration. And you know the lecture is about to start when the person giving the lecture is left alone on the stage. So it is a great fortune, and it is something that we should not take very lightly, to have the opportunity to come together in each other's company and celebrate days like today, which Bhaktivinoda Thakur terms as Madhava Titi Bhakti Janani. That they are days of Lord Madhava and the giver of devotional service. And despite whatever differences we might have amongst ourselves, those are natural because we are all individuals and we are all different from one another. We definitely have differences, but despite those differences, coming together to serve the Lord and hearing about the Lord is also a means of service for the Lord. Coming together to serve the Lord is what makes the Lord happy. Not our personal service, but the Yuga Dharma is Harinam Sankirtan, not Harinam Japa alone. Japa is important, but Sankirtan is the Yuga Dharma. Coming together to glorify and hear about the holy names of the Lord. And that is exactly what we will try to do today. Before we begin, humbly beg everybody to please join me in prayers of gratitude to our Vaishnava Acharyas, Shri Shri Radha and Krishna, Shri Shri Nitai Gaur, and our entire Guru Parampara and all the Vaishnavas here, so that we can all glorify and hear about the Lord nicely. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhobhya evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please repeat a wonderful prayer for Lord Nrsingadev. Ugram Viram Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nrisimham Bhishanam Bhadram Mrityor Namamyaham. Shri Nrsingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. And so, seeking the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas, I beg your blessings that I be able to glorify the Lord nicely. And please feel free to correct me if you feel that I'm going off track. This pastime of Lord Nrsingadev is a very popular one, and I'm sure everybody here is familiar at least to some degree with the pastime of the Lord, if not fully. But the pastime of Lord Nrsimhadev occurs or comes in the 7th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam. And while going through it today, I just realized that giving 1 hour, or even if we give, I won't be speaking for 1 hour in case you're wondering. I won't bore you so long. But just 1 hour will not do justice to the pastime of Lord Nrsimhadev. But we should have many, many days, maybe a month, to glorify Lord Nrsimhadev fully and properly. Because there's so much nectar in this pastime of Lord Nrsimhadev, which I hope we can all relish together. This pastime picks up as a conversation of Narad Muni with Maharaj Yudhishthir. And after the death of Hiranyaksha, who is the brother of Hiranyakashipu, he's the son of Mother Diti, and Kashyapa Muni. After his death, Hiranyaksha, who is the brother of Hiranyakashipu, the brother of Hiranyaksha, he goes to console his family members, his sister-in-laws and his mother and so on. And he speaks very wonderful philosophy, how you're not this body or spirit soul. But you might be wondering why we never quote Hiranyakashipu. Because we don't quote people with bad character, although he might be speaking the right thing. Right? Then, after he consoles them, he speaks wonderful philosophy, how we're not this body or spirit soul, we shouldn't be caught up like this. After he says all of that philosophy, this is the difference between a demon and a devotee. A demon doesn't mean somebody with horns, but it means somebody with a bad mindset, a negative mindset towards the Lord. What Hiranyakashipu says, after all that wonderful philosophy, I might think, oh, he's such a wonderful scholar. Then he says, but now I'm going to avenge my brother. I'll kill this Vishnu. That is the difference between a devotee and a demon. So he goes to perform heavy penances and severe austerities to please Lord Brahma, to get boons to conquer Lord Vishnu. The effects of his penance were felt across the universe. Even the Devatas were feeling the burning effects of his penances. And they felt as if, like the universal annihilation was about to come. Our planets are being destroyed. There was like a loud humming in the entire universe. So everybody was kind of distressed. There's heat all over, like we feel in Guyana today, but a little more intense. It is important to note that while controlling his senses, what is the effect of such sacrifice or such penances? When somebody performs devotional service, there are many examples across the entire Bhagavatam, across our entire Vedic literatures. When somebody performs devotional service or bhakti to the Lord, what is the effect? The effect is that the analogy is given that one's devotional service is like a flowing river, like a gushing river towards the sea, towards the Lord's lotus feet. And when somebody else sees that flow, their flow of devotional service begin as well. Very swift flow of devotional service. The river of devotional service, so to speak, starts flowing very swiftly. That is the effect, and everybody becomes pleased. But when we perform austerities for our selfish gains, then this is the effect. It simply causes disturbance. Rupa Goswami says, Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatriki Vidim Vina Aikantiki Harir Bhakti Utpate Eva Kalpate. That without following, if one performs service to the Lord without following the rules and regulations of the Vedic scriptures, then it simply becomes utpata, means simply a disturbance. So one should note with what mood we are doing devotional service. Hiranyakashipu, then eventually he pleases Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma goes there, he gives them the benediction, of which we all know is a very wonderful, very intelligent way of trying to secure immortality on the part of Hiranyakashipu. I will not die in the day or night, neither inside nor outside. I won't die by man nor animal. Actually asks Lord Brahma not to be killed by any creature created by him. He's a very smart guy, but the Lord is even more smart. So like that, he secures his boons and he asks for the 8 mystic perfections. And he goes back, he goes back to rule his kingdom. And what do you think he does? He starts exploiting everybody. He throws the Devatas out of the heavens, and he starts exploiting nature. It is said that, we all know nature has its own course. There are seasons for everything. There's a mango season, there's a guava season, there are many other seasons. But nature has seasons. Nothing happens spontaneously like that. There's a process to everything. But Hiranyakashipu, he wanted immediate results. Whenever he wanted, without agriculture, he wanted the earth to produce, just like the scientists are doing today. So we can take example of under whose lotus feet they are taking shelter, or under whose feet, sorry, not lotus feet. So Hiranyakashipu begins to exploit nature. And eventually he gets many sons, and his youngest son is called who? Nobody knows? Come on. Thank you. Prahlad Maharaj is the youngest son of Hiranyakashipu. One day Hiranyakashipu, and just see the storytelling skills of Shukadeva Goswami, says, once upon a time, he calls his son Prahlad on his lap to sit, and he begins rubbing his head and smelling his head and kissing him and everything and hugging him. And he says, my dear son, what is the best thing that you have learned? What is the best thing? He says, sadhu. What is the best thing you've learned? What does Prahlad Maharaj say? Tat sadhu manne suravarya dehinam. Sada samudvigna diyama sadgrahat. Hitvat mapatam grihamanda kupam vanam gata yad dharimashrayeta. What does he say? The best thing, tat sadhu manne, asurya varya dehinam, oh best of the demons. He doesn't say, oh father. He says, oh best of the demons. The best thing I have learned is that this body is temporary, our relationships are also temporary, and it is compared to a deep dark well without any water in it, and we're all suffering in this deep dark well. And so we should get out of this well and go to the forest, Vrindavan, and worship Lord Hari. And you can imagine what that does to the ego of Hiranyakashipu. He's in the court of his many associates, and he wants to say that he is the only God, and his son is saying, go and worship Hari. It's a very big blow to his ego. So he says, this boy needs to be taught. He becomes angry, but he doesn't scold Prahlad just yet. He says, maybe this boy has been influenced by outside, so I need to train him up nicely. So he calls the sons of Shukracharya, the Gurudev of the demons, of the Daityas, called Shanda and, anybody knows the other one? Amarka. Shanda and Amarka. He calls them. Train this boy up. He's been polluted somewhere or the other. So Shanda and Amarka bring Prahlad to their Gurukul, and they begin pacifying him with nice words. Oh my dear boy, you're such a wonderful, intelligent boy, but somehow or the other your intelligence has been stolen. How come you've begun to glorify our enemies? Which enemy has come and teach you against your best self-interest? And what does Prahlad Maharaj say? Prahlad Maharaj, I found, if you read, this is why I've been saying, it's a lot of nectar. The way he replies, it's amazing. Right? He says, let me offer my respectful obeisances unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose external energy is the cause of bewilderment for foolish persons who begin thinking in terms of my friends and my enemies. Just imagine, that is his reply to his teachers. And then he says, one is actually a pandit. One is actually a learned person when he begins to give up these distinctions of my friends and my enemies and simply engage in devotional service to the Lord, seeing everybody as equal. We are all equal because we are all servants of the Lord. Nobody is high, nobody is low, nobody is middle, or this one is this end or that end. Everybody is the same. Everybody is just servants of the Lord. Then he says, O Brahmanas, my position is like iron filings. Just like iron filings are forever attracted to magnets, I am forever attracted to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. And Shanda and Amarka, they are totally taken aback. This guy's pollution is much more intense than we thought. So they started their heavy brainwashing program. Dharma, Artha, Kama, no moksha. Right? They start teaching him how you should diplomatic ways of dealing with one another. They comment that this boy is a rascal. He's just like there's a forest of sandalwood trees. Lord Vishnu is compared to the axe that cuts down those trees, and this boy is just like the handle of that axe that will cause the destruction of the entire race of demons, which are like sandalwood trees. Just see how they consider themselves, right? So then they try to train him up, but when they feel that he's sufficiently learned, they bring him to Hiranyakashipu and present him. They dress him up very nicely and they present him. And they take him to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu places him on his lap and he says, "My dear son, let me know what is the best knowledge you've gained from your teachers over the past few months." Prahlad Maharaj thinks, these aren't my teachers. My teacher is Prahlad Maharaj, is Narad Muni. So what does he say? He says, just imagine. He says, there are 9 processes of devotional service. What are they? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, and Atmanivedanam. He says, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. He doesn't say Shravanam, Kirtanam, Padasevanam. He says, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. Smaranam, Padasevanam. Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. And anybody who performs these 9 processes of devotional service is very learned and should be considered to acquire complete knowledge. Hiranyakashipu, he becomes angry. He starts admonishing Shandanamarka. You are the persons who are teaching him like this. What kind of brahmanas are you? And he says something very wonderful. He says, when somebody has ill intent towards you, they often can mask it in friendly dealings, but after some time, it begins showing. It looks like you're not my friends then, basically. Shandanamarka, their reply to him is also very, very funny and comical. He says, we haven't teach him this. We don't know where he got this knowledge from. And by the way, you shouldn't speak to Brahmins like this. Right? It's amazing, the relationship they have with their Lord, Hiranyakashipu. So Hiranyakashipu turns to Prahlad. He says, where did you learn this? Now, note, Prahlad Maharaj doesn't answer this question of where he learned this. He continues his preaching. He says, because of their uncontrolled senses, persons too much attached to materialistic life make progress towards hellish conditions and repeatedly chew that which has already been chewed. Their inclinations toward Krishna never arises. Persons who are strongly entrapped by such consciousness of enjoying material life and who have therefore accepted as their leader or their guru a similarly stupid and dumb fellow is like the blind leading the blind. And they simply end up in a ditch together. Right? He says, unless, and then he doesn't state the problem alone, he states the solution. Unless they take upon their bodies, they smear upon their bodies the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas, they will go to hell, basically. Their saving grace is taking the dust of the lotus feet of the Vaishnavas. Hiranyakashipu, he says, kill him! Right? Get him out of here! So he instructs his followers that this boy is just like a diseased body part that needs to be amputated. So even if one's own family members is against you, then you should take them away from here. Just see demoniac way of thinking. Lord Ramachandra's mood is completely different, right? He could have disowned his father, but no, relationships are important. But for demons, relationships are not important. So he says, this boy must be amputated. He must be killed immediately. And they try in many ways. They try piercing him with weapons. They try elephants. They try snakes. They try various spells, magical spells, Srila Prabhupada says. And they try throwing him off a cliff. They try poisoning him. They try starving him. They try throwing stones to crush him. But nothing worked. Hiranyakashipu thinks, he says, I can see that this boy's strength is unlimited. He's very very strange. How come he's going through all of these things and he's still fearless? I think that I might be killed by him. I shall die. I don't know if anybody ever heard that Hiranyakashipu actually thought like this. He actually thought that, I shall die because of what I'm doing to this boy. Or maybe this will not take place, right? So he sends them to Shandanamarka. He sends the boy to Shandanamarka for them to try again. Prahlad Maharaj, we should note, he was not disrespectful to anybody, including his father. He was not disrespectful at all. He was respectful, but he was very, very strong about what he believed in, meaning devotional service. Once we have taken shelter under the lotus feet of the Lord, no one should be able to shake that faith. And we should work, all our activities should be towards developing that strong faith. It's interesting to note now when Prahlad Maharaj goes back to the Gurukul, he begins teaching his friends. He takes it a step further. He says, what is the first thing that he says? It's a very popular verse. Anybody could say? Anybody knows the verse? Kaumaram acharet pragya dharman bhagavataniha. He says that one who is sufficiently intelligent should use this rare human birth from the beginning of life. By the way, from the tender age of childhood. To what? To practice activities of devotional service, giving up all other engagements. The human body is most rarely achieved, and although temporary like other bodies, it is meaningful because with this human body, one can perform service to the Lord and His devotees. Even a slight amount of devotional service can give one complete perfection. His friends ask him, there are many things, there's a whole chapter, but that's just the fourth verse. His friends ask him, where did you learn all of these things? And Prahlad Maharaj begins telling them how he learned it within the womb of his mother, Mother Kayadu. That is a story for another day. Shandanamarka, they become very, very angry. They see that this boy, he isn't going to change so easily. So what do? They complain to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu, he says, you violated my power to rule you. Just see the insecurity. He is supposed to be self-proclaimed Supreme Personality of Godhead. But he is very insecure. He says, you have violated my power to rule you. If you are supreme, how can anybody violate your power? By whose power? Just see, he's a supreme, self-proclaimed, supreme. By whose power are you so fearless? What does Prahlad Maharaj say? Prahlad Maharaj says, the same person who gives me my power is the same person who gives you your power. Lord Vishnu is residing within the hearts of everyone. Without him, nothing can exist. Nobody gets any strength. Everything moving and non-moving is moving by his will only, including Lord Brahma. From Lord Brahma down to the smallest insect, all are controlled by his will. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is the supreme controller. He is the origin of time. His influence is unlimited. He is the best of all living entities. My dear Father, he says, give up your demoniac mentality. Do not discriminate within your heart between enemies and friends. Become equipoised to everybody. When one sees this, when one sees like this, samoham sarvabhuteshu, when one sees, what is the term? Samadarshi. When one sees everybody equally, then one comes to the position of worshipping the Lord perfectly. This verse I find kind of funny, interesting for Prahlad Maharaj to tell his father. He says, I'll read it word for word. He says, in former times, there were many fools like you who did not conquer the 6 enemies who steal away the wealth of the body. These fools were very proud, thinking, I have conquered all enemies in 10 directions. But if a person is victorious over the 6 enemies and is equipoised towards all living entities, then for him there is no enemies. Enemies are merely imagined by one's ignorance. Just see, amazing. And just a side note, I've noticed, Gaurang Darshan Prabhu pointed out, and if you read, the first time Hiranyakashipu asks Prahlad Maharaj what he's learned, he replies in 1 verse. The second time he asks, he replies in 2 verses. The third time he asks, he replies in 3 verses. And now, the last time he asks, which is the 4th time, Prahlad Maharaj replies in 4 verses. Amazing, just side note. The amazingness of Srimad Bhagavatam. Hiranyakashipu said, you're a rascal, you're trying to minimize my power? As if you were as if you're better than me at controlling the senses? You think you're over-intelligent? I can therefore understand that you wish to die by my hands. For this nonsensical talk is only engaged in by persons who are about to die. If your supreme being is so powerful and you say he's the supreme controller, he's present everywhere, is he in this pillar? Srila Prabhupada actually comments in a lecture that actually Lord Nrsingadev was there waving at Prahlad Maharaj at the top of the pillar. And Prahlad Maharaj was like, yes, he's there. And out of anger, Hiranyakashipu roars very loudly. All the devatas, they shake in their heavenly planets. He roars. And it goes across the universe, that vibration. You know, they show in those comics when Hulk claps his hand like this, Hulk smash, there's a wave. This is the origin of this. This is sort of where it came from. Hiranyakashipu roared, the entire universe shook. Then he struck the pillar, and an even more tumultuous sound came. Nobody can imitate that sound. Lord Nrsingadev appeared. Shri Shri Nrsingadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. And he said that Lord Nrsingadev was so beautiful in his half-man, half-lion form. His golden mane was shining like molten gold, and his beautiful arms were very strong. There were 3 lines marking his abdomen, the mark of Srivatsa on his chest, and his roar was most amazing, pleasing to the heart of the devotees and terrifying to the hearts of the demons. Just like at the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, strike fear in the hearts of the sons of the Dhritarashtra, right? The sound of the conch shells. So like that, the Lord appeared. And it said that the Lord was so tall that the mane on his face, the hairs of his body, used to shake the airplanes in the sky. He used to disperse clouds. That's how amazing this was. So actually, Lord Nrsingadev, he appeared at midday today. Not me saying, Raj Bihari Prabhu saying. He's quoting Srila Prabhupada. He appeared at midday, and he fought. He didn't fight. He played with Hiranyakashipu. Actually, in the description of the fight, it's described that the Lord played with Hiranyakashipu just like a cat plays with a mouse. And ironically, I saw today on somebody's status several cats playing with mice, right? They would allow the mice to go. He dragged the mice there, and he just sat looking at the mice. And then the mouse tried to run away, and he went and he captured the mouse. He brought them back. So like that, Lord Nrsingadev was simply playing with Hiranyakashipu. And at evening, at twilight, he began to liberate Hiranyakashipu from his clutches of ignorance. He brings him to the doorstep, the doorway, and he rips open his chest. And what does Lord Nrsingadev do? He takes out the intestines of Hiranyakashipu and he garlands himself. Then he does something interesting. He takes out the heart of Hiranyakashipu and he examines it and he throws it away. What does this mean? Usually, when the Lord or some great personality comes, we welcome them with a garland. But Hiranyakashipu didn't do so. But he was also a great devotee of the Lord. He was there. Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were Jai and Vijay. So in order to protect the honor of his devotee, he garlanded himself in a very interesting way. He took out Hiranyakashipu's heart. Why did the Lord examine his heart? He looked at Hiranyakashipu's heart. Actually, I am supposed to be here. But instead, you've put lust, anger, greed, pride, illusion, envy. All of these things have taken my place. Such heart is useless. And he threw it away. Right? So we should note how our hearts should be. Is often around Janmashtami time, we often have this saying that our hearts should be soft like butter in order for the Lord to reside there. And there's a beautiful verse that describes the appearance of Lord Nrsingadev. Satyam vidhatum nijabhritya bhashitam vyaptim cha bhuteshvakaleshu chatmana adrishya tattvad bhutarupam udvahan stambe sabhayam namigam namanusham. In order to protect the word of his devotees, the Supreme Personality of Godhead took on a very wonderful form and came to protect his devotee. Now, in order to protect the word of which devotee? Prahlad Maharaj? Okay. But there are 2 more devotees whose words he protected. Anybody would like to guess? Quickly? Lord Brahma, and which other devotee? There are three devotees. There was a hint earlier on in the class. He came to fulfill the word of Hiranyakashipu, who is his devotee, Jayan Vijay. What did Hiranyakashipu say? I shall die because I'm trying to kill this boy. So when the Lord heard that, he says, Tatastu, no problem, I'll kill you. So in order to protect the words of his devotees, the Lord exhibited a wonderful form never before seen. And after the Lord destroyed Hiranyakashipu, he was very angry. And various great personalities, Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, all of the Devatas tried pacifying him, but no one could. Prahlad Maharaj offers wonderful prayers to his lotus feet. I'll just conclude with this. I'll just recite one of them and then I'll just read the translation. Shri Prahlad Uvacha Brahmadaya Suragana Munayota Siddha Satvai Katanagatayo Vachasam Pravahe Naraditum Puragunay Adhuna Pipru Kim Doshtumarhati Same Harirugrajate. He says, just imagine how much pride we would have had if we were in this situation that, oh, the Lord has taken such a wonderful form just to save me. I'm such a wonderful devotee. Prahlad Maharaj says, how is it possible for me, who have been born in a family of asuras, to offer suitable prayers to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Even until now, all the Devatas, headed by Brahma, and all saintly persons could not satisfy the Lord by streams of excellent words, although such persons are very much qualified, being in the mode of goodness. Then what is to be said of me? I am not qualified. One may possess wealth, an aristocratic family, beauty, austerity, education, sensory expertise, luster, influence, physical strength, diligence, intelligence, and mystic yogic power. But I think that even by all these qualifications, one cannot satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. However, one can satisfy him simply by devotional service. Gajendra did this, and the Lord was thus satisfied with him. The Lord smiles. And he places his hand on Prahlad Maharaj's head and he begins to lick Prahlad Maharaj just like a lion would his cub out of affection. Prahlad Maharaj says something very amazing and very touching. He says, "O my Lord, O Supreme, because I was born in a family full of hellish material qualities, of passion and ignorance, what is my position? And what is to be said of your causeless mercy, which was never offered even to Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, or even the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi? You never put your lotus hand upon their heads, but you have put it upon mine." And there are many other such wonderful prayers. The Lord then asks Prahlad Maharaj, "Ask of me any boon." Prahlad Maharaj says, "I am born in an atheistic family. Naturally, I am attracted to sense enjoyment. Please do not allure me by such illusory thoughts. Please do not tempt me. I am not here to do business with you. You are my master, and I am naturally your servant. This is our only relationship. We are not here to do business." Then, Lord Nrsingadev gives Prahlad Maharaj a very wonderful instruction. He says, "I order you, even though you are not enamored by opulences, I order you to enjoy the opulences of the demons and act as their king until the duration of the end of the duration of time occupied by Manu. My dear Prahlad, while you're in this material world, you will exhaust all the reactions of pious activities by feeling happiness. And by acting piously, you will neutralize impious activity. Because of the powerful time factor, you will give up your body, but the glories of your activities will be sung in the upper planetary systems. And being fully freed from all bondage, you will return home back to Godhead." Shri Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Shri Shri Narasimha Bhagavan ki jai. Shri Shri Bhaktavatsala Narasimha Bhagavan ki jai. And so, the pastime continues a bit more, but for risk of going over time, I beg you, if I've made any mistakes, please correct me and invite His Grace Sachisuta Prabhu to please continue with some more pastimes. Okay, we'll sing the Dasavatar Stotram before Sachisutta Prabhu begins. And I think we'll only read the translation for the voice of Lord Narasimhadev, and then we can continue. So we can all, hopefully, Chris Arjun, Bhakta Arjun will pull the bhajan up on the screen and we can all follow along. In the meantime, I'll read the translation for the verse describing Lord Narasimhadev. And the other verses, we can read the translation for ourselves when we go home. Or you can read them during Prashada. The translation goes as follows. Maybe, okay, I'll read it and then everybody can repeat after me. O Keshava, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of half man, half lion, all glory is to you. Just as one can easily crush a wasp between one's fingernails, so in the same way the body of the wasp-like demon Hiranyakashipu has been ripped apart by the wonderful pointed nails on your beautiful lotus hands. Sri Sri Narasimhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. Pralayapayodhi jale dhritvanasi vedam vihitavahitra charitram akedam keshavadheta meena sharira jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare
keshavarita meena sharira jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare
Shritiriha vipulatare tishtati tava prishte dharani dharana kina chakra garishte keshavadheta kurma sharira jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare
keshavarita kurma sharira jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare
vasati dashana shikhare dharani tava lagna shashini kalanka kalevani magna keshavadheta shukara rupa jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare
keshavarita shukara rupa jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare
tava kara kamala varena kamadhuta shringam dalita hiranyakashipu tano bringam keshavadhrita narahari rupa jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare jaya jagadisha hare स्नपयसि विक्रमणे बलिमाद्भुत वामन पदनकनिरजनित जनपावन केशवधृता वामनरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता वामन रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
क्षत्रिय रुधिरमये जगरपगत पापं स्नपयसि पयसि शमित भवतापम् केशवधृता भृगुपतिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता भृगुपति रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
वितरसि दिक्षुरणे दिक्पति कमनीयं दशमुखमौलिबलिं रमणीयम् केशवधृता रामशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता राम शरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
वहसि वपुषि विशदे वसनं जलदावं हलहति भीतिमिलितयमुनाभम् केशवधृता हलधररूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता हलधर रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
निन्दसि यज्ञविदेरहः श्रुतिजातं सदय हृदयदर्शितपशुघातम् केशवधृता बुधशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता बुध शरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
म्लेच्छ निवाहनिधने कलयसि करवालं धूमकेतुमिव किमपि करालम् केशवधृता कल्किशरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता कल्की शरीरा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
श्री जय देव कवेरिदमुदितमुदारं श्रीनुसुखदं शुभदं भवसारम् केशवधृता दशविधरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
केशवधृता दशविधरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश
Jaya Nrsimhadev, 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 Jaya Nrsimhadev.
Jaya Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev, Nrsimhadev, Jaya Nrsimhadev.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj.
Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan ki jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki. Now over to His Grace Sachi Sutta Prabhu, who will continue with some more pastimes. More pastimes on Lord Nrsimhadev.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitinamne. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyachare Shatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhaktivrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Jai Jai Narasimha, Praladesha, Jaya Padma, Mukha Padma Bringa. Hare Krishna. So, let us all, first of all, I'd like to thank His Grace Hari Kirtan Prabhu for so wonderfully narrating the appearance, Leela, pastime of Sri Nrsimhadev. Let us put our hands together for Hari Kirtan Prabhu. Also, we'd like to take this opportunity to formally welcome Hari Kirtan Prabhu, Pratisha Mataji, and their wonderful daughter, Archita, Madhavi, Danisar, to our temple, to Hare Krishna Study Center. Haribo. So I'll be sharing with you a few pastimes concerning Lord Nrsimhadev and his devotees. As you may be hearing and knowing, Lord Nrsimhadev likes to have many wonderful leelas with his devotees. Actually, he is called, he is one of the Kalpa avatars, which means that he comes in every age, specifically in every Satya Yoga, and he performs wonderful pastimes with his devotees. But not only that, on a day-to-day basis, like as we are speaking here, he likes to perform pastimes with his pujaris, with his devotees, and in different parts of the world. So on a day like today, many ages ago, there was a very learned devotee and pandit by the name of Vasu Sharma. So this pastime, is recorded in Nrsimha Purana, which I read from His Holiness Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj would have narrated this. So this devotee Vasu Sharma, his wife's name was Sushila, and they brought to this world 5 sons. 4 sons were very obedient, were very God conscious, but the 5th one, the youngest among them, whose name was Vasudev, to the parents' surprise, he was, he had loose character. He was not well behaved and gave his parents a lot of trouble. So, to the extent that he got, connected to a prostitute. So one day, he was, for many days he would enjoy and all kinds of illicit affairs with the prostitute, but on one very day, there was a big quarrel among the 2 individuals. They quarreled and they didn't talk to each other, and they fought so much that they even forgot to eat. It's like they fasted. So that day when this incident occurred is on a Nrsimha Chaturdasi day, which is today. That individual, whose name was Vasudev, he got liberated. Lord Nrsimhadev would have appeared to him and blessed him, and not only that, grant him liberation to the extent that, you will continue, that you will become a great devotee of mine in your next birth. You will take birth in a family of demons, but nevertheless you will be very dear to me and you will assist me with my pastimes. And that personality, this pastime occurred then, and later on is that personality, Vasudev, he became Prahalad Maharaj, common in this pastime, which we just heard from Hari Kirtan. So that's like a one of the backroom stories of Prahalad Maharaj. Of course, these are all pastimes. And why? One of the specific reasons for these pastimes is to show us how important is fasting. It's austerity, but you know what can happen due to fasting. And this was unknowingly fasting, much less when we know how important it is to fast. And same thing for the prostitute. She liberated, she went to the heavenly planets and so forth. So that's just one pastime from many ages ago. But I'd like to share with you now one pastime that occurred in our times, like in this time here that we are living in, and within our movement, of course. So in one country, the Hare Krishna movement is spread across the world by Mercy of Srila Prabhupada within the last 5 to 6 decades. And in one country by the name of Azerbaijan, it's a country, in an Asian country, there is a temple there in a city. The city is named Baku. So devotees would go out and Sankirtan as usual, and one devotee happened to distribute or to present a Bhagavad Gita to a lady. And immediately this lady, she began reading the Bhagavad Gita. She became connected. She got to know about the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. To the extent that she visited the temple, despite she was living very far. She wasn't living in this state called Baku. She was living far, but she will come occasionally and be for the programs and the satsangs. She became very fixed up. She received initiation. Her initiated name was Pada Sevanam Devidasi. And she became so surrendered to this process, to Krishna consciousness, that she wanted to, by the way, she was very elderly. She was in her 70s. And she wanted to utilize these remaining years to serve fully in a temple. So she wanted to sell her apartment in her village where she was living, her house, and give the Lakshmi as a donation to the temple, and also moved into the temple. So devotees, she went through the whole process, sold everything, and the devotees afforded her a room to stay in a temple in Baku. Later on, as devotees got to deal with her more closely, she was very peculiar in different aspects. Like for instance, she had this doll, a baby Krishna doll, which she will carry with her all over. And she used to tell devotees, like, I'll give an example, like, Mahaprasad, she will bring an apple for you, and she will say that Gopal has said, by the way, her Krishna doll was named Gopal. Gopal has brought this Mahaprasad, this apple for you, please accept. And Gopal has told me like this, Gopal has told me for you like that. So she always made reference to Gopal, Krishna, as if she was communicating directly with Krishna on a regular basis. And that made devotees, amongst our association or gathering, if a devotee comes up to you like that, you will second thought. And devotees at that time, they thought that maybe this person is just like a sahajiya, and like pretending to be on such a platform where you can relate to Krishna directly, right? So, nevertheless, her dealings, as I said, was very unique for some time. After a few years of her living there and serving at the temple, she indicated to the devotees, she happened to saw a film, which this film describes Lord Nrsingadev, how he's been worshipped in one place in India called Ahovalam, right? And so upon she viewing this film after that evening, she got this, her Gopal, her Krishna, told her that you must go to Ahovalam right now and serve Nrsingadev there. And why this happened was like, when she saw how the deities, Lord Nrsingadev in Ahovalam was being worshipped, what had happened is that the standard of worship has deteriorated over many years, to the extent that the pujaris would go once a week to perform worship to the deity of Nrsingadev. And she was thinking to herself, well, how can this be possible? Why does the Lord have to suffer like this? Why can't Lord Nrsingadev receive his daily offerings? And she prayed to her Gopal that, my dear Krishna, my dear Gopal, what can be done? How can Lord Nrsingadev go through such austerity? So that is when Gopal dreamt her and told her that you should go personally to Ahovalam and serve the deity of Lord Nrsingadev. Now, elderly Mataji, living all the way in Asia, in Azerbaijan, not even in India, how is she going to get there? So, time and time again, she tried to seek assistance from devotees to help her with a ticket, help her go to India, accompany her, take her to Ahovalam, which is in Andhra Pradesh, so that she can get to go where Lord Nrsingadev and perform worship to him. Now, devotees try to dissuade her because of valid reasons. She was elderly. Just like when Srila Prabhupada wanted to come to America at the age of 69, 70 years, there were valid reasons presented to him why he should not travel. So in a similar way, many things came upon her way of why you should not go. And not only that, in India, a female cannot, in some states, a female cannot, worship the Lord or perform deity worship. So all of those things were presented to her, but she was very determined. And she always told the devotees that, whatever you're telling me, I want to go and consult with my Gopal. So she did that, and she came back with the same reason that, my Gopal wants me to go, and I must go urgently. So one devotee afforded her help. One devotee went and find out what is the procedure to go to Ahovalam. How do you get there? So you have to go by plane to Hyderabad. From Hyderabad, you travel with buses and you go to one village where the priest resides, the main priest who serves Veera Nrsimha. Right? And this place where the Lord is present, it's actually it's in a jungle. Ahovalam, where Lord Nrsingadev is present, it's a jungle area. You have a mountain there. You have many tigers and wild animals can eat you up. And the deity of the Lord is present within a cave of this mountain. And the pujari who goes there, he has to walk from his village a few kilometers to reach the mountain. Right? And not only that, when you enter the cave, there is water to your neck height that you have to walk through for some distance, and then you will come to where the Simhasan is, where the altar of the Lord, where the Lord is present. So all of that austerity you have to go through, and for that reasons, they had simmered down on the worship. So one devotee by the name of Ganeshwara, he usually take devotees on pilgrimage trips to India. So he himself, thought that why not explore this? So he found out all the details. He went and meet the priest at the village, and the priest took him one day to Veera Nrsimhadev in this cave in Ahovalam. So one very specific thing about Ahovalam is that there was a wonderful pastime. There are many pastimes that occurred. And to this day, as we are speaking, the pastime that of Narasimhadev, of Lord Narasimhadev, which appeared today, and where Lord Narasimhadev that Harikirtan just described, Lord Narasimhadev struck the pillar. Some pieces of that pillar is still remaining today in Ahovalam. That's one thing. Secondly, there was a time some time ago whereby Lord Brahma, he carries the Vedas with him in his mind. You know, he has all Vedic knowledge as being granted by him by Lord Krishna. So one time a demon stole the Vedas from Lord Brahma and at this place, and what had happened is that Lord Narasimhadev manifested there, and he killed this demon. He smashed this demon into pieces, and he took the Vedas from the demon, returned into Brahma. This demon was so powerful that I'm not saying that Lord Brahma had the Vedas in his mind, and the demon was so powerful he stole the Vedas from Brahma's mind. Lord Narasimhadev rescued the Vedas and gave it back to Lord Brahma. And from that time, the Lord Narasimhadev, he manifested himself as a self-manifest deity to help Mataji Padasevanam to get to Ahovalam. So all the travel things arranged, and Ganeshwar Prabhu, understand the austerities to get there. He thought by the time the Mataji reached India, you know, she will give up on this because of how austere it is and all the travel and so forth. But she was steadfast in her determination that she wanted to go, and her Gopal is encouraging her to go. So they traveled, went through all the austerities, and Mataji arrived at the priest's village. Even the priest tried to dissuade her by telling her that, Mataji, you know, why are you going there? No one lives there. Animals, tigers will eat you up. And, you know, so many things. You know, there's a cave. You have to go through a deep water, but with bats flying around you and, you know, hitting your ears and all these things. And she said very sternly that she told the priest, that if Krishna wants to kill someone, no one can protect. And if Krishna wants to protect you, no one can kill you, or no one can kill that person. And, you know, she was very stern, and the priest and Ganeshwar Prabhu just had to go by with her. And it took her, you know, they walked the distances to the mountain, to this cave. It was through, like, there was no road or anything. It's like you're going through a trail in the jungle. And they got there in the evening, and the priest took both of them into this cave. They walked through the water. And outside of this mountain, outside of this cave, there were some dilapidated structures, some forsaken buildings, and you know, with no roofs and all these things. By that time also, the news was going around in the village that a Mataji wants to go there and live and serve Narasimhadev permanently. Her own worship to Lord Narasimhadev, and she tried to settle in that very, like, you know, little or no facilities was there for her. And when persons in the villages started to get to know this, and to, you know, to know about her determination, they started to come forward and, you know, to bring water for her, to build a little cottage for her, and to see that, you know, at least she has basic amenities to survive, because, you know, she wanted to serve the Lord on a daily basis. So all that is happening, and she became like the center of attraction for everyone in the villages, to interview and came to understand about what she is up to. That's how famous she became. Not only that, the mayor of Andhra Pradesh became aware of this devotee and went to visited her, and he made arrangements to make roads and build nice facility there, and, you know, like, revamp the whole place of Ahovalam. So Lord Narasimhadev worships had restarted on a regular basis. Many people became attracted. People were coming and support and contribute. So Mataji Padasevanam, she lived there for a few years, and she was serving. The priests, you know, will come also and, you know, do their part. But she developed a relationship with Lord Nrsingadev that no other person we can say had. The priest, for instance, he would tell some stories that when he would go and perform his worship and he would leave the cave, he would leave the place, as he's walking back, he would hear some huge noises, like, if you have some stainless steel pots and dishes and you clash them all together, that clashing song, he would hear some strange euphoric songs and noises coming like within from the cave. And bear in mind, the Mataji is there, but she's not scared of anything, and she alone lives there, right? Now that she has some better facilities. She was 74 years old, by the way. And so later on, when the priest narrated this incident of the clashing, he actually, the next day he went back there and asked Mataji Padasevana, did you hear about this, what was happening last evening? What was all this clashing song about? What was going on? And she frankly said that, Lord Nrsingadev did not want to eat. And, for that he was, behaving a little angry, and he was, playing with the utensils. So Mataji is relating this experience as if this is something normal for her. Not only that, another incident had happened is that it came upon a time when her Leela, or her pastime, at least in this body, was coming to an end. That what became a usual thing in Ahovalam was that come now for regular darshan and attend regular artis of Lord Nrsingadev. And when they come to the temple, they would first come to see Mataji and to seek her blessings, because at such an age, and the service that she was rendering, she basically revamped the deity worship. So they will seek her blessings. On one very morning, on a Dwadasi morning, devotees came and they saw Mataji. She had her Krishna doll with her, and she had placed this doll on a chair, on a plastic chair. She was using that for her Krishna that she brought all the way from Azerbaijan. And they saw her in a posture that she was like, at the lotus feet. She was prostrated at the lotus feet of her Krishna, and also she had the Bhagavad Gita under her arms. And she was just there, head at the lotus feet of Krishna with Bhagavad Gita, like here, resting on her arms. And, one devotee went up and, touched her and, tried to, because she was not responding. But then they realized that Mataji had given up her body, unfortunately. And by the mercy of Lord Nrsingadev, wanted this for Leelas. So she would have given up her body. And after some time also, the priest narrated various stories that Mataji Padasevana told him personally. And one of those incidents was that when she had first moved there, and the place was all jungle and bush and all this thing, the priest inquired from her that, my dear Mataji, since you went to Ahovalam and since you are staying here, have you not encountered any difficulty in staying? He was inquisitive. And she told him that, well, there was once that something happened to me, a life-threatening incident, whereby a cobra had bitten me. And when that cobra bit me, in my place, I went in front of Lord Nrsingadev and I prayed to him. I pray that, my dear Lord Nrsingadev, a cobra has bitten me and I might die. Now, my dear Lord, it's up to you. If you want to protect, if you want to see that I continue to live and be in your service, you can do so. Or if not, you want for me to leave this body, it's up to you, my dear Lord. And she related that Lord Veera Nrsimha replied to her that, my dear Mataji, my dear Padasevana, please take my Charnamrita, the water that you has bathed me with, you take that and you place it on this wound, or you wash the wound with it. So said, so done. She did that and she was healed from the poisonous effects of the cobra. So that was one of the incident. So there are many, many other incidents that occurred with her, but I would like to pause here and stop here to say that here in our lifetime, there is one such devotee by the name of Parasivana Mataji who left her own place, went to Aholam, revamped the worship of Lord Shingadev, and she had such strong and such strong faith in the Lord, and we can see how the Lord reciprocated with her in so many wonderful ways. And we can all, on a day like today, we may not have those extraordinary pastimes with the Lord, but we can at least try to develop a mustard seed of faith in the Lord's protection. Why? Because if you look at the prayers of Prahlad Maharaj to Lord Nrsingadev, Prahlad Maharaj prays to Lord Nrsingadev that, my dear Lord, you are the shelter of everyone. You are the one who will give protection. And what kind of protection Lord Nrsingadev gives? Not only physical protection, he gives protection to our devotional creeper, to our bhakti. I will just conclude with this. Yesterday I was hearing a short talk by His Holiness Bhaktichari Maharaj. And he says that, why do we worship Lord Nrsingadev in our ISKCON temples? Because we have deities of Gaur Nitai, we have deities of Radha Krishna, we have deities of Lord Jagannath and so forth. Why do we need to worship Lord Nrsingadev also on the altar? So Maharaj gave a very beautiful reply. He said that actually where we are now in our devotional life, we don't have devotion to Krishna. And for that reason, we cannot approach Krishna directly. But Lord Nrsingadev is there, that He is the one who can award us devotion so that we can reach Krishna. And that's why we worship Lord Nrsingadev. He is the one who can give us devotion. He is the one who will remove all the impediments, all the obstacles on our path of making advancement in Krishna consciousness. And He is the one who will protect us. He is the one who will protect us, protect our yatra, our communities. And this is the mercy, this is the role of Lord Nrsingadev in our individual lives and in our collective lives. So in that way, we should all call out and beg for the mercy of Sri Nrsingadev, Sri Prahlad Maharaj, so that we can all make steadfast progress in our bhakti, in our surrender to Sri Krishna. Sri Nrsingadev Bhagwan ki jai! Shri Ugra Nrsingadev ki jai, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Shri Bhaktavatsala Nrsingadev ki jai. Hare Krishna. Bhagwan ki jai. Thank you, Arjuna Prabhu. Lord Nrsingadev glories and pastime is unlimited. So I'd like to ask everyone to please stand, come forward for Arti to their lordships.
Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra. Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra, Nitai Gaura Chandra, Nitai Gaura Chandra, Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra. Nitai Gaura Chandra, Jaya Jaya Narasimha Dev, Narasimha Dev. Narasimha Dev, Jaya Narasimha Dev. Jai Shri Shri Paramakarna Nitai Gaura Chandra Ki, Shri Narasimha Bhagavan Ki. Ki Bajaya Jaya Gaurachan Arati Kashobha. Kiba Jaya Jaya Gaurachan Arati Kashobha. Janavitatabani Jagamana Lovaja. Shiva Jaya Jaya Gaurachandi Arati Kashobha. Dake Nitachan Bami Garadara. Dake Nitachan Bami Garadara. Nikati Advaita Sini Vasha Chatadara. Nikati Advaita Sini Vasha Chatadara. Vashe Ache Gurachan Ratna Simasami. Vashe Ache Gurachan Ratna Simasami. Arati Karina Brahma Adideva Gami Arati Karina Brahma Adideva Gami Naradi Adi Kore Chamaradulaya Naradi Adi Kore Chamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Bashu Gosho Adigaya Sanjaya Mukunda Bashu Gosho Adigaya Sanka Baji Ganta Baji Baji Karatala Sanka Baji Ganta Baji Baji Sanka Baji Ganta Baji Baji Karatala Sanka Madhura Miranga Baji Paramarasala Madhura Madhu 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 Baji Sanka Baji Ganta Baji Madhu 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 Baji Sanka Baji Ganta Baji Madhu 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 Baji Madhu 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 Baji Madhu 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 Baji Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Gaur Hari Bol Nitai Baho Kote Chandra Jene Vadana Udhala Vadan Baho Kote Chandra Jene Vadana Udhala Desi Banamala Udi Jalamala Galadisi Banamala Puri Jalamala Deva Sukhanarada Premi Gara Gara Deva Sukhanarada Premi Gara Gara Bakati Vinodadeke Gurara Sampara Baka Deve Deke Gurara Shiva Jaya Jaya Gura Chandu Aratika Shobha Jagamana Lobaja Jaga Jana Mana Loba Jaga Gurangi Aruti Kashuba Jaga Jana Mana Loba Gorange Aroti Kashuba Jagajana Mana Luba Jagajana Mana Luba Jagajana Mana Luba Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra Nitai Gora Chandra Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shakti Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shakti Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Shakti Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Shiva Shakti Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda गदाधर शिव शक्ति गौरा भक्त वृंद श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव शक्ति गौरा भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे राम 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 Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitya Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitya Gaura Chandra Jaya. Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitya Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitya Gaura Chandra Jaya Karuna Jaya Nitya Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nitya Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol.
Jai Sri Narasimha Bhagavan ki Jayam Vishnupada Paramahamsa Padvakacharya Stodhasta Sri Samad His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki Shri Paramakarna Nitai Gauda Chanda ki Shri Narasimha Chaturasi ki Glorious appearance of Shri Narasimha Bhagavan ki Shri Guru Narasimha ki Jai Shri Narasimha Dev Prahalad Narasimha ki Jai. All glories to the sum of devotees. All glories to the sum of devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Pralada Lada Daine.
Pralada Lada Daine.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Hiranyakashipurvakshaha.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Shilatankanakalaye.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha.
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimha.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narasimha.
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narasimha.
Bahir Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha.
Bahir Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha.
Bahir Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha. Narasimhamadhim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimhamadhim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimhamadhim Sharanam Prapade.
Narasimhamadhim Sharanam Prapade.
Avakara Kamala Varena Kamaruta Shringam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Dano Vringam Keshavadhrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare O Tavakara
Kamal Pare Nakha Adbhuta Singha Dalidan Hiranyakashipu Dano Vringam
Keshavadhrita Narahari Rupa
Jai Jagadisha Hare
Jai Jagadisha Hare
Jai Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Nrsimha Dev Nrsimha Dev Nrsimha Dev Jaya Nrsimha Dev
Jaya Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Narasimha Dev Jaya Narasimha Dev
Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha Prahlad Nrsimha Jaya Prahlad Nrsimha
Jaya Pala Narasimha Jaya Parla Narasimha Jaya Pala Narasimha Jaya Pala
Ugram Veera Mahavishnu Jwalantam Sarvato Mukham Nrsimha Bhishana Bhadram Mrityu Mrityu Namamyaham Jai Nrsimha Shri Nrsimha Jaya Jai Nrsimha Dev Praladesha Jaya Padma Mukha Padma Vringa Jaya Nrsimha Dev Jaya Nrsimha Dev Nrsimha Dev Jaya Nrsimha Dev Jaya Bhaktavatsala 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 Jaya Bhaktavatsala Jaya Bhaktavatsala Jaya Bhaktavatsala Bhaktavatsala Jaya Bhaktavatsala Shri Shri Bhaktavatsal Nrsimha Dev Bhagavan Ki Jai Shri Shri Prahlad Nrsimha Dev Bhagavan Ki Jai Shri Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Bhagavan Ki Jai
Hare Krishna Jai Shri Param Karantai Gaur Chandra Ki Jai Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagavan Ki Jai. Hare Krishna everyone. So just before we proceed for our prasadam to break our fast for devotees who are fasting, we would like to first of all thank all the devotees who are here this evening and all for the program, Nrsimhadev Chaturdashi's program, and also for those devotees who would have came this morning for Mangal Arti and even visiting devotees throughout the day. Let us put our hands together. Hari Bol. Also like to appreciate and thank all devotees who would have assisted in the deities department, in the kitchen, garland seva, temple room setup, live stream, program coordination, all the donors, those who would have brought flowers, fruits, who would have given monetary contributions. Let us appreciate everyone for their services. Ribo. Today is also the feast for today's program. The main feast was sponsored by His Grace Harkirtan Prabhu and his Dharmpatni Pratisha Mataji, and also little Archita. It's a special Archita Madhavi. She's also part of the sponsoring. So we will all like to pray that Lord Nrsimhadev blessings would always be with her. And in doing so, we'd like to request everyone to chant one Maha Mantra for sweet little Archita Madhavi Dhanisar, the daughter of Harkirtan and Pratisha, together. Hare Krishna, Krishna So just today's Tuesday, and for this, sorry, it doesn't matter. It's Narasimha Chaturdasi. Anyways, so I was saying that leading up to this weekend, on Saturday, there will be a outdoor program by Ladini Mataji in Providence. She's inviting all the devotees. It's going to be special. Actually, it's going to be have like a deity installation. Garnetai deities will install in Mataji's home, where she'll perform worship. Program is at 4:30 Saturday evening. And we also like to invite everyone for Sunday, the Sunday Feast program here at 10 o'clock Sunday morning. And it will be a continued celebration of Lord Narasimha Chaturdasi. And of course, we are inviting you on behalf of my parents to attend. It's my father's 60th birthday is approaching, and they're sponsoring their, to the feast and for the program, seeking the blessings of all devotees for his 60th birthday. So everyone is invited for that. Also, tomorrow is the 23rd, sorry, and it's the birthday of one of our Mataji, Trisha Mataji. So we like to wish her a very happy pre-birthday by the blessings of Lord Narasimha Dev. So Prabhupada Dev Prabhu has just a few minutes ago shared, it's here. He has circulated, he has shared in our WhatsApp group, announcement WhatsApp group, this video clip of this holy pilgrimage place, the place of Lord Narasimha, Ahovalam, that we were speaking about.
When the Back to Godhead magazine arrives in the mail,
for those of you who are not part of our HKSC WhatsApp announcement group, you can message Prabhupada Prabhu, myself, Hari Kirtan, Sanjay Prabhu. We can add you to the contacts, or you can, give us your contact before you leave, so we can share the video with you.
Article about a pilgrimage to the remote village of Ahobalam in south central India, the very place in the universe where Lord Narasimha Dev, the half-lion, half-man incarnation of Lord Krishna, burst out of a...
So this is just a preview. It's just, you can see, just 36 minutes of video, and I will tell you, you are in for a treat. So at least, for the rest of our evenings, we can at least, try to see and, find out what is this beautiful place about. Actually, there's one thing, as I was talking about Pada Sevana Mataji, when she had this interaction, with the Lord, where she was living there, one of the things that the Lord told her is that she will incarnate or come back to Ahobalam to serve for 10,000 years. And this pastime with her, this Mataji appeared just like 2 decades ago, 2 to 3 decades ago. So despite she gave up her body, Lord Narasimha will bring her back for 10,000 years to remain there and serve. Just imagine what that means. Shri Narasimha Dev Ki Jai. Hare Krishna.